Morning, folks. It's 4:49 a.m., Wednesday, May 9th, 2017. There we go. Is that right? No glare. 449. 449, that's actually in numerology, the way I add it up. You can go either way. It doesn't matter. It's the way I do it. It's 944. 9 is elder and 44. 44 is the double elder's number for fortitude, inner strength. Speaking of that, excuse me. Oh yeah. Happy Coffee Day. What's Happy Coffee Day every day? I've got coffee, makes me happy, at least starting it. There's some people out there, very few. This isn't a big channel, it's not supposed to be. It's for people who want to become themselves. But some people are like, the few people that are out there have issues with me or my information, whatever. They say, God damn it, why won't that son of a bitch die? Hey man, you and I both want the same thing. There's like 2-3 things I need to tell you that are important, otherwise I wouldn't be here and I would not have given you a timestamp. I told you a while ago that I was making my last video, and as it turns out, I've said that a few times, and then I turn around and tell you again. Something else, I get on the internet again. I love y'all, but I'm tired. I'm sick. Those of you that have known me for a while, you've seen me. As a matter of fact, I just made another video. Another DVD, It's about different rocks, how they affect your energy, how to feel it. There's 3 different stone videos that are out there. But in it, the introduction to the video, I'm my normal self for now, like I am, and then you see me almost exactly a year ago. You can see a little difference in there. Being facetious. As I've told you, there's very little of me left in this body. In the morning I get up and I just feel like a dead body that's propped up for, to keep it alive. Like a dead body propped up against the wall. Now, I need to have fans going, and gotta move this fan. It's right in my face. I guess you can tell my hair is blowing everywhere. It's a little more than what I need. I've told all of you, it's something important that's coming. This can't be a long video. Good. There goes my brain, and everything's being taken down more. Yesterday was painful as hell. I looked inside, saw myself working on myself. I said, "What the hell are you doing? You're killing your brain." I'm like, okay. Here's the heart. Anyway, let me try to take this in chronological order so I can get it done to with the easiest way possible for you to know it. And also, among other things, everyone is special to me. I'm not special to myself, but everyone is special to me. I care about everyone and everything. It's not a fluffy, puffy moment. It's just what is. And there's nothing wrong with fluffy, puffy. It's like that and hope. I don't have a lot of hope. I'm made to make things happen. Excuse me. I'm made to create, to protect. That's why you call myself the janitor with a big hammer. About this family out in out in Australia, Jack, Stephanie, Stephanie, a daughter and now grandchild. I said I was going to send you some books. Hell, that was two or more years ago. Well, I'm sending them out. I'm sending you a complete set of everything, plus a couple other little things. And I apologize for the wait. I've been doing everything I can. I always do, but I'm not in control of everything that happens to this body. I've told you, all of you are huge. There's not that much of you, but the strongest, most intelligent part of who you are is your real self, spirit, sentient energy. It's the piece that gets shoved inside your body. That's the way it is with me. That's why it's so hard for us to remember past lives. That and when we're in the body, what little bit of us is in here, it can't access stuff because of the physical body itself, the way it's made. It's like a fleshy tar pit that your spirit gets put in. That's why it's hard to remember or do stuff. And that's changing. The bodies are going to start getting changed through DNA manipulation, evolution, to actually flow your energy better through them. And eventually these bodies will be, the physical bodies, all of them will be dying off. Animals are being taken out the first. About 2,000 years from now is when the physical bodies are gone. With animals, that's happening quick. It's been happening, but it's about to happen quick. I have to get out of here first, all of me. These physical bodies are being changed, your DNA, so you don't have to consume animal flesh to stay alive. There's proteins in there that we need. The bodies were made like that to create because the original first being, male and female, when they were still alive, insisted that there be constant abuse. They set everything up like that. This whole physical body thing came from them. There's no need for it. You have much better lives, much fuller lives. And you can do all kinds of things. When you're not in a physical body, you can float through dimensions very easily. And it's not just that. It's like we're in this universe we live in. It's the physical dimension. It's the third dimension. I've told you right now at this moment, there's 1,672 universes, new universes. Actually, to be more correct, there's 1,672 universes total. All of them except for this universe are new, with the exception of the first universe. We're actually in the second. I'll touch on that in a minute. It's one reason I had to make the video. There's a couple more. Anyway, I'm trying to finish that first thought. Oh, so anyway, like I said, there's just the smallest piece of us that goes in this body. Well, and the rest of you's flowing outside of your body. It flows out like this, but the actual part, that spirit for everyone, including heart-based people energy, comes out through their body. It goes through the crown and everything comes out through the body. But the actual part of your spirit that's alive goes out through the filter that's over the top of your crown, and it's hanging out in the second dimension mostly, but over here in the third dimension too. Think about everybody walking around with this huge spirit coming out of them, but it's true. But you can see it on scanners. Our ET family members have. You can see it come out of the body, out of the head, and start fading away, and that's because almost all of it's in the second dimension. If you can see multidimensionally, you can see it's there if you relax and focus on it. Give me just a minute there. And before getting too far away, so it's that part of myself I can talk with, but it's not talk. It's a way of knowing, understanding. It's me. Talking with myself. When you talk with yourself, you're trying to literally, your brain is trying to talk with the rest of yourself. Now, it sounds like you just want to hear yourself talk or something. Well, you're actually doing something. That's why it feels funny when you do it. But I've told you the last year and more that I've been coming out of this body. I have been. There's next to nothing left of me inside here. But it is enough to prop it up. But the rest of me outside of the body is propping it up more so I can finish in a way I didn't really expect. I have certain things that I demand of myself. And, you know, Jack, Stephanie, and family, I made you a promise a long time ago. I'm going to keep that promise. Those of you that know me, you know I need to get the hell out of here. I got stuff I got to do that affects everyone's lives, in and out of body. I have a lot of work to do. I am creation's janitor. I'm just extremely protective. There's never been a God. But I'm like you. I'm just really strong, okay? And I'm sore. So what? The thing is, when we're in a body, just the teeniest piece of us fits in there, and the amount in there is relative to how big your energy is, because there's only so much you can put in the body, and there's never been a God. There's never been a devil. There's no hell. And what they call heaven or hell is actually the second dimension, where everyone lives when they're not in a body. That's our natural living quarters, the second dimension. The only thing physical in there is heavy particulate pieces of matter floating around. And there's not much of that. It's being taken away. Everything that's not already in physical form is being taken away. It has a purpose later for making new universes. And we'll go back there in a minute. To explain one thing, I usually have to explain a couple others, and we have new people coming in to this channel all the time, and it's gonna keep happening. It doesn't stop when this body's dead. The next 100 years is paramount to creation's changing. It's when things happen. That's what this book number 3 is about. Creation, its history, explosive evolution, and ET arrivals on Earth. They've been here forever, but now now most of the family's kicking in. Now there's trillions of planets. They're not all coming here, but there's so many new players, I guess I can get away with saying that. Anyway, speaking about this book, when you go to page 336, I used the paragraph system. I started writing the numbers down for numerology, and it screwed up. One of our friends called, emailed us, and thanks me, guy, for having done it. And I said I was proofreading it, and Dana didn't proofread it. She just helped me just put some things together to get this done. Dana's going to make her own better copy of this book later. That's the one, that and the first and second books. That's going to happen over the next 2.5, 3 years. She's got other stuff to do. If people don't understand by now that the existence of living beings from other planets isn't real, they're doing everything they can to hide from the truth, or they're just they're grasping onto their lost thought process of religions and the bullshit lies of the governments, especially ours here in the U.S. So, and all the governments are going to change. It's the people there that are a problem. They'll be taken out from the other side. No revolution, no nothing. Things are going to start happening the way they should have been in the beginning. And then eventually, once the physical creation is changed into what it should be, which in parentheses has to happen for all the new first dimension of people coming into the new first type beings coming out of the first dimension. There was 4, one of them needed to be taken out, destroyed, deleted, it was, and then they were left with 3 plus a new one that's not fully sentient yet, but is already sentient, so it's a being. Anyway, they have to see the problems with and they do know the problems existing with the physical bodies, and then they have to watch it being fixed. They can't get out, and nothing can get in to the first dimension. Okay, now, when I started going to people's brains and changing them, and they got healthier, and I started doing I've cleared cancer out of one nice elderly lady. I've done a few things like that, just only by putting everything I could into it, and it was made to happen by the rest of me outside of the body. Excuse me. This thing about God thing, there's never been one. It's all been a made-up fallacy. It's just a bunch of bunk. It was to keep people in line. It was a form of demand of praise by the original first being, halves. That's all. You're made to believe it. And who did that? The original first angels used to be hanging over your head. Guess what? They're gone too. Almost every one of them have been deleted. The ones that have been really cool and stayed out of the fight, that just happened the past few years. It's not all in book number 2, but there's enough of it in book number 2 to where you can understand some of the basics of what happened. There's too much stuff in there about me personally, about the fight, and there's no need to go through all that. It's just knowing the basic players that were in there. And a few examples of stuff that happened. There's no other way I can describe that without having some I's and me's in there. Anyway, so I've had people, this one person who had a problem with screws loose in her leg. I helped take care of it. There's no such thing as telekinetic in a person, in a physical body, unless you make your own body or you have help from the outside, from the other side, second dimension. I couldn't screw her screws back into her knee, but I gave it some energy, and it softened up everything around it. It took the inflammation out of the body, and I did a lot to help it. I helped it maintain itself. And I told her, you need to go to the doctor, get this fixed, And this is not a cure. This is to help you. For right now, it's all I can do. If I could cure you, I would. That kind of thing is only done through spirit. That's not wedged, the strongest part of it, being wedged in the physical body. And 2 weeks later, she started jumping up and down. I damn near yelled at her, told her stop. I said, "You're not listening to me." 2 weeks later, she started hurting again. I'm like, I don't expect people to believe everything I say, but I really appreciate it when they listen. She called me up later one time, and I've mentioned this in video before. She was driving to her sister's house, and a car started acting up. So she called me on the phone and said, "Jay, would you fix my car? Would you fix my car?" And I'm like, "You're kidding me." There is no God thing. There is no magic. Magic is a word given to something we don't understand the principles behind its operation yet, or its existence. That doesn't mean all there is science, because that's a lie too. There's spirit on the other side that runs everything. This is just one dimension, third. It's huge though. So, and to top off another part of this introduction to get where I want to be in this video, the main reason I had to make it, my head's fading again. Anyway, because I've proven I can do things that no one's ever done, there's still no better than involved. I'm still not myself, and just able barely through this body to be able to do something. I can do stuff that other people can't because of what I am. That's all. Like I said, I can't telekinetically move a pencil. My energy's done it. My energy's thrown stuff around. But it wasn't done through my conscious mind. Therefore, it does not belong to me. I'm not going to lie about it. For what? More ratings? You don't see the Kardashians' butts on this video either. I'm here to give you information for you to use when and if you're ready. Okay, trying to move along. This is harder than normal. My body is... I quit taking my heart blood pressure medicine. But it's very strong stuff. I had to take it twice a day. And even on that medication, with only my 1 cup of coffee a day, my blood pressure was 209 at the doctor's office last time, the systolic. So 209 over 100 and almost 115 or something. That's while I was on the high blood pressure medicine. So I quit taking that. And that was kind of communicating with myself outside of this body. And then today, I went ahead and took one. I have a very special inhaler it's expensive, very expensive. It's called not Solvent, Symbicort. I used to take Fordale. It worked better, but it was discontinued. Imagine that. Anyway, I only took 1 dose instead of 2. So I'm telling the other side, I've made up my mind. It's time for me to go. I'm not going to do myself physical harm. That ain't happening. But I'm doing better today than normally. And that's because I'm propping myself up. That's what I meant by, in the beginning of the video, by propping myself up. And it's long enough to get something done. About 4 days ago now, I had polar bear energy come to me. Then it was Kodiak bear. And then Kodiak, the polar bear faded in. It's an energy thing. And then the communication was with this part of me that comes as a Kodiak bear. And said, there's something, you need to, you have incoming idiots, spirit on the other side, source and stuff. Little family members came for me and Lily, and they're still attacking me. I'm still killing them. But I was warned about that, and then I was getting up from the computer, and then he just pulled me right back into it. And he looked right at me and he said, look, there's some things I have to tell you. Well, last night he told me, he started telling me, he pulled me again. I was getting off the computer to go to bed about when did I crash last night, honey? I know she's awake. She can't hear me though so good. Maybe she's sleeping. It was about honey, when did I go to sleep last night? 7, 6, 8? Okay, thanks. It was about 8 o'clock. And that's passed out in bed. Deanna's an extremely light sleeper. She doesn't get much REM, really deep sleep. Just like an animal. She's source, but she's mostly animal essence. That's the highest percentage of what she is. Coffee time. Thanks, Gavin. Slurp anyway. So he said, you have company coming. And I'm like, okay. And bear energy is borders. Well, something new's coming into borders. And I came upstairs and I told Deanna, I said, we got some company coming. There's 3 very large ships and there's about 4 smaller ones, 4 or 7. There's a few of them. I'll look to see what I see, and I'm not worried about exactly how many. I used to, but I really don't care about that anymore. And haven't for a while. I want to get the basic message done. You all will have plenty of help growing up, waking up, growing into yourselves, evolving. It's going to be made to happen, period. But that's not the same as those of you that have had the crank-ups. Your DNA changes a lot more. And those of you that have had the DNA ICUC, that's a whole new world. Those of you that have had it, almost every one of you understands the benefits of it by now. When things happen with you slowly, you don't notice it as much. You feel better, stronger, your abilities kick in, and once they do, you get used to it, and then you're ready for more quicker. Well, that's normal, then it's good. But you don't really, over time, you're used to yourself changing a little here, a little there, but then when someone hasn't seen you for a while, they're the ones that usually see more of a difference. And you can actually see a physical difference in yourself if you've had the DNA ICUC. Now remember, the older we are, the less of it, the less benefit there might be from having that as far as the immediate effects in your physical body. The actual effects of that, 20% of what's put into you, that source energy, you keep that forever. Forever. And you all have had how many lives? Millions, hundreds of millions, billions, trillions. And then you're not just, almost everyone is soul, beautiful thing, really cool. But when you've had source put in you and it bonds with you, you have animal essence inside you, planetary essence, plant. So you become much more than what you were. Becomes part of you. If you abuse it, it can be taken away. But that's the only way it would ever be removed from you. I put it there and I maintain that. Just taking a moment. Anyway, okay, so these large ships, I looked, the people in there, these are new beings I've never seen before. And then folks, look, I'm not doing good, okay? Those of you that know me, you know that. There's not much of me left in here. And this body soon will drop dead. I won't, but the body will. Oh, got to jump back just for a second. So, when I was talking with myself earlier, it's not talking, it's just a matter of knowing back and forth within yourself, okay? I can't describe it any better than that. I apologize for that, but that's the best I can do. And that's all I can do while I'm stuck in a damn body. Anyway, so I told myself, yeah, I'm ready to get out of here and quit taking the meds almost entirely. And the blood pressure medicine, yes. The lung medication, I still take 1 or 2 doses a day instead of the necessary 4, and I'm still functioning. But that's me telling them, look, I'm serious, get me the hell out of here. And then there's this thing about my honor, that folks, when you're in a body, you'll say that you're going to do things and you have every intention to do it. Well, guess what? You can't do everything you want to. Your life is not controlled by you. So, Dan just shut the door. Anyway, that being the case, there were some things I have to finish that are important enough to keep me here. So, I'm being propped up so I can take care of a few things that need to be done before I can go. But now I got that out of the way, these new folks came in here I looked at them and I saw that they were different. I said, what's up with them? And then from inside, they're from the first universe. And I'm like, oh great, that's nothing I've ever seen before. So this is the universe we live in. This is the second one they made. The first one that was made, and this was done by the original first being male, of course now dead. The people in it, they're softer, more compassionate. There wasn't enough abuse in it. So they left it alone. There's not many folks in there. It's not that crowded. And that universe is not as big as this one we live in. This one's huge. So these people are from there. You can feel the extra heart energy and everything in them. Well, they came in last night. Not to, sound, gross or sick or something, but I also have kidney and, like I've said, liver failure, but kidney failure. I get up to urinate, I don't know how many times a night, okay? It's gotten up to 10 times, but it's always 4, 5, 6 times anyway. Sometimes I was told last night before going to bed, and I told Dan, I said, we're going to have some visitors tonight, and that I'm going to have to knock my body out so I can get out and do some stuff. And I didn't know exactly what. Just knew it was going to happen. Well, last night I went to sleep at 8 and woke up a little while ago at 3:56 or something. And I never got up except for that. My my body, stick my finger in my ear, is not capable of doing that unless it's controlled. And it's because I had the body had to be unconscious so that I could come out, most all of me, that's left in here could come out to join the rest of myself outside of the body. And there was a meeting of this alliance of planets and this first universe. The folks from it, they're part of it now. They joined it last night. With the big meetings, it's important I be there. There's a reason for that. Anyway, so they're hanging around in their physical bodies, and you will meet them. So they have a lot of compassion. Like Deanna was saying last night about the Arcobian, they're very loving people. These folks are very similar. The Drak and the Antids and just a few other races know about this other universe where they go. There's not that many that know about it. But I didn't even know about it until it came up last night. So some people would say, oh, Jay doesn't know everything. Hey, I tell you everything I can while I'm stuck in this body and I have to talk through it. What little me is left. There is no God. There is no perfect. There's nothing like we've been told. There's something better. There's all of you. That's reality. But your real body is spirit and sentient energy. Anyway, so that's it. I had to tell you about that. We're the second universe, not the first. Oh yeah, I knew there's something hanging in there. They're not in a separate dimension. All these universes, the 1,672 universes, they're in the third dimension. When you go from one to the other, it's like a little step down. There's a little bit of a wall that you go through, but it's more like going through a hard storm, or maybe some of them it's just a soft amount of color, like a change in colors, a wall of different energy barriers. You see the auras coming off, and then you just go right through it, like flying a plane through a cloud. Most of them are more than that, but it's still the same dimension. And that's it. On the for book number for the repair for the numerology, I had to make the change to the original manuscript on book 3 for page 336. And Deanna and I, actually Deanna finished the uploading. I changed the page to what it should have read the first time originally, and Deanna uploaded it for me to the publisher. So sometime today or tomorrow, when the new example comes to us, we'll okay it immediately, and then it just goes into print. So it's being taken care of there. Now on the website, hopefully today, if not today, expect tomorrow, Deanna's going to put up that page with the correct information on it. Now, there's I printed out the page. I was going to hold it up. It's downstairs. But if you go to the website, it's there. And Microsoft has something called a snipping tool, where you can you put up the website, you see that page, open it up to the right size, and then you click on the snipping tool, and then it's like there's a little cross thing. You put the mouse down, and then you draw it down over the size, and you put a gray area over the part of the page you want to keep, and then you let go of the left side of the mouse, and then it holds onto that image, then you save it. If you Google Microsoft snipping tool, it'll show you everything you need to know about it. I apologize for that. It's another human screw up. The new book's coming out, and they'll be out. Any book bought by, just Friday came into my head, I guess today's Wednesday, you'll have that on there. So And eventually Deanna will have that on the website soon, very soon, today or tomorrow. So she works her butt off on that stuff. Anyway, so that got fixed, folks. That's it. Take care, and love you. Don't know what to say. One way or the other. I'll see you soon. Hopefully the next time it's out of this body. Love you all, man. Take care.